Gout is a type of arthritis that can cause you debilitating pain. If you've suffered with gout, you know what I'm talking about. The good news is, though, that there are things that you can do to detox easily and quickly to get rid of your gout, of course, naturally. Now, some of the symptoms of gout, of course, if you've experienced this, you get that excruciating pain, usually in the big toe, but this can be in the knee as well with gout pain. It can be in the feet as well as in the ankles, even the fingers. And typically those joints are going to feel very inflamed with a loss of range of motion. They're very stiff and they actually can feel very hot to the touch when it is gout, and that's because of that buildup of those uric acid crystals. Now, there are different causes of gout, some of which you may not have heard about, which I'm going to get into in just a second. So let's talk about first in terms of dietary choices and consuming fructose. So this is the fruit sugar. Fructose is typically high in fruits and in fruit juices, but also in things like agave syrup and maybe in your honey as well. So it's something that you definitely want to be aware of. We know that research has shown that fructose consumption, and according to a 2010 study that was published in the Journal of American Medical Association, the participants who drank just one fructose-rich beverage a day were 74% more likely to develop gout than those who only had one of those drinks per month. And those who had two or more high fructose beverages had a 97% higher risk of developing gout. So if you do suffer with gout and this is ongoing for you and chronic, make sure that you limit your fructose intake. Another cause could be EMFs in your environment. And I've got other videos on what EMFs are. So we're talking Wi-Fi or cell phone signals, any electronics basically that are in our lives. The man-made EMFs or non-native EMFs can have a negative impact on our cellular function, especially our mitochondrial function. And this can be related partly to gout as well, because we know that uric acid, which is seen as the bad guy when we talk about gout, is actually and can be very protective for our brain cells and for lack of oxygen in the brain. So we have to be very mindful of our environments, because those uric acid levels, if our body is having difficulty clearing them, it could be an indication that we've got a lot of EMFs. Uric acid acts as a good scavenger for those oxygen molecules and free radicals, so we have to be aware of that. Now, another cause for gout could be insulin resistance, and usually it's a leptin resistance that will happen first before you get into the situation of insulin resistance and having those imbalances in your blood glucose levels. That leptin resistance, especially in the liver, is going to be problematic. Kidney toxicity would be another cause of that gout, and certain medications can be implicated in developing gout. So whether it's diuretics or water pills, even low-dose aspirin has been known to be one of the causative factors for gout. Fatty liver is something else that's on the rise, and usually fatty liver, as that's related to fructose levels, but also in terms of developing gout, we know the connection there. Really important that we are always managing our internal environment, with some tips now that I'm going to share with you to detox easily and quickly and alleviate those gout symptoms. So tip number one is to fix the environment. So you've got to get rid of those EMFs. When you do have electronics, try to make sure that they're wired into the wall. Try not to use the earbuds and Bluetooth headphones, and limit your cell phone use. And certainly if you do need to use your cell phone, make sure that it is at a distance from your head especially, but really important if you've got chronic inflammation in the body and gout, that you're keeping it away from your body. Tip number two is to do grounding, and this is especially helpful if you get that gout in the feet and in that big toe. Going bare feet outside on the earth is a great way as a natural anti-inflammatory to bring those electrons from the earth into your body and really help with that inflammation. Tip number three is to do a regular full body detox. And there are specific herbal medicines, especially focusing in on kidney health is really important. Some of my favorites include bearberry and parsley, really great at getting rid of that toxic load and making the kidneys a little bit more efficient at clearing those toxins. You also want to make some dietary changes, of course, if you do suffer with gout. So less fructose, like we talked about, and less sugars in general. help to fix not only your leptin resistance, but of course that insulin resistance as well. Focusing in on anti-inflammatory ingredients, whether it's in your supplementation or herbal medicines. I love Boswellia, a fantastic herbal medicine as a natural anti-inflammatory. Glucosamine, chondroitin, sulfate are both also fantastic for gout. And taking proteolytic enzymes, so meaning that enzymes specifically that you can take in supplement form that help to break down those proteins will take that load and the work off of the kidneys, and those of you who eat too much protein, maybe you're upping your protein in your diet, that's okay for some aspects of health, but if you suffer from gout, that could be a drawback. So taking the proteolytic enzymes, I like to take plant-based enzymes and a combination of them to help to break down food, but also to help with prevention for that gout. And tip number 4 is to focus in on those foods that are great for gout. So I do have a list of those better foods for gout, so make sure you check out that other video. But for more information on how to do that full body detox, please check out my video, 9 ways to detox and cleanse for a total body detox. I'll see you there.